What's up, guys? Welcome to the James Boudreau podcast, where I sit down with people from all walks of life to talk about their stories, experiences, and ideas. This podcast is brought to you by Watson Motors, the official studio sponsor. If you're in need of a Jeep, Ram, or Dodge, or whatever, these guys have you covered with great deals and even better service. So hit them up in Manistee, Benzie, or Ludington, or check them out online at watsonmotors.com. Listen, support the people that support the show. Now let's get into it.
I like chill.
Yeah, we're chill here. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking. That was nice of you.
I was telling my wife this morning. We're trying to figure out like what the day's going to bring today, and we're short a vehicle. Well, we're not, but my daughter is. I had to rescue her at Ludington yesterday. She calls me, and she never calls me. Right?
I know.
It's usually a text message or like a Snapchat to keep the streak alive. I don't mess with Snapchat, do you? Yeah.
I don't do Snapchat. I
don't either. I have it for my daughter.
I don't even have it.
Her and I, that's like this thing that we share together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how the Snap Streak works. I don't know if it's a daily thing. Ours is at like 900 and something. And I'm like, can that be the amount? Is it the amount of snaps or the amount of days?
You were asking the wrong person. I have no idea.
Try to find these connections.
I don't even look at it. Like, my daughter and I do Facebook Messenger, and my son, like, we text once in a while. They're grown, you know? They got their own lives.
How old are they?
23 and 24.
Okay, so my oldest is 22, and Helena is 20. She's going to be 21 in May, and then we have our 9-year-old Mary.
Yeah.
So that was like starting over, dude. But I love it.
I like the grandma role better.
Are you a grandma?
I am a grandma.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I got a 4-year-old grandson.
Wow.
Yeah, he's amazing. It's the best. It is the best. It's the best.
I think about that sometimes. Vets and I will talk about, like, one day we're going to be grandparents, and what's that going to be like?
It's fun, dude.
Like,
it's so much fun. I mean, when my kids were that age, I loved it. Like, that was, I loved that point. Like, where up until they started school, like, I loved being with them. I loved spending time with them. I loved going on adventures with them, learning about the world with them. So it's like I'm doing it all over again with my grandson.
Yeah.
So it's freaking amazing.
That sounds beautiful. Beautiful.
It is beautiful.
This episode is brought to you by Brandon Ball, broker owner of Dwelling Realty, Keller Williams, Northern Michigan. Are you looking to sell your home? Then look no further. When you list your home with Brandon Ball, you'll get a trusted advisor who will guide you through the entire selling process. With extensive knowledge of the local market, he'll help price your home competitively to attract the right buyers. And with proven marketed strategies, your home will be seen by the most qualified of buyers. With 17 years in the business, you'll have someone experienced who's on your side. Contact Brandon today to get started selling your home. 231-690-4981. That's 231-690-4981. Or Brandon at dwellingrealty.com. This episode is brought to you by Trailhead Bike Shop. Trailhead Bike Shop is an old school independent bike shop owned and operated by two supremely rad humans, Kyle and Lynette Nichols. They're a full-service shop offering quality bicycles while providing quality service at a fair price. They strive to provide great customer service and build relationships within the community. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. No matter what kind of cycling you're doing, be it on the road or getting after it on gravel, Trailhead Bike Shop is the shop you need to check out. You can find them at 216 West Ludington Avenue, Ludington, Michigan. You can get a hold of them at 231-845-0545 or trailheadbikeshop.com.
It was absolutely one of the best points in my life was raising my children. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I got a little bit of redemption with my youngest because my older two, it was a struggle bus with them. Just trying to be present.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And with Mary, it's different. It's unfortunate that I didn't get to have that kind of experience with my older two, but it's so I can see it, the desire to be a grandparent.
Yeah.
You know, once that opportunity comes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not much different. I feel like more relaxed by far. I'm not quite so stressed out because I'm not raising him. I'm not responsible for, him eating or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like making sure he has a place to live. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to be Gigi, And I mean, that means ice cream in the morning or, we went for this awesome walk the other day. They were here. They live in Beulah, and his mom and him came down and stayed Wednesday until Saturday morning for Halloween, because that's our favorite holiday. And but him and I, we went for a walk. That's always been our thing. I mean, you see me, I walk all over town. But that's him and I, like, since he was first born, like, I would take him out in a stroller and we'd go for walks, and we still do that. And this time he took his little tricycle, little three-wheeler, went cruising, and we walked all the way up towards First Street, then all the way down to First Street Beach, and all the way back to my house over behind the Dial-A-Ride building there. But it was funny to watch him go down that hill. Like, I was telling him about it. I'm like, we're going to hit this big hill, buddy. You ready? And he's like, yeah, Gigi, let's do it. And oh, my God, it was so cute. I got a video of him. And he's like, just kicks his feet out and starts coasting down. He had to stop himself a couple of times because he was doing one of these. But it was so much fun. And I'm chasing after him, like, recording him on it. It was great. It's that kind of stuff. It's amazing. I love it. That
is amazing. I don't remember that.
It's amazing.
She will remember that.
He will remember that. Yeah.
So, like with my youngest, Betsy's folks, they have a farm which is just south of town. It's not that far away. It's a 5-minute drive from our house, and Mary spends a ton of time out there, and it's just one of those things that I wish I had that when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the grandparents, but she is just free to be feral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I absolutely do.
Like,
I absolutely do.
Come home and she's got different clothes on, and it's like, how come you changed your clothes out there? Because the other ones are in the bag. They're dirty, or wet, or whatever.
Yep.
So that's important. Grandpa picks her up just about every Tuesday, and they go to A&W. Yeah. It's like Hot Dog Tuesday or whatever. It's just this thing. And they don't talk.
No, they just hang out.
Yeah. It's the absolute best.
It is. It absolutely. I had that. I was really fortunate. Like, I had, my grandfather was probably my best friend, like, growing up.
That's
like, awesome. He would take me ice fishing in the wintertime. We would be fishing out on the beach, like, during, what were those little fish that used to come in?
I don't know, like bluegill or sun.
No, what the heck were they?
Oh, you're talking about like smelt?
Yeah, smelt. I remember smelt, being a little girl down in Pierport, down on the beach with bonfires and being out there with him, smelt fishing, like I was his buddy. He took me everywhere.
Yeah, we used to do that shit a ton in high school.
And I try to do that with my little guy.
Yeah.
Like, I try to be his best bud,
Yeah, that's awesome. I should go back to the beginning of the podcast when I was saying I had to save my daughter. She wasn't in danger. Her car broke down at Big B in Ludington at the drive-through window.
Oh, no.
So, like I was saying, she never calls me, right? So when she called me, I'm like, what's going on? She wasn't, if she was stressing, she was pretty calm. She's like, hey, my car won't start. And I'm like, all right, well, did you try to get somebody to help you jump it? She's got the cables and all that. And she says, yeah, we did a couple times, but it won't stay started. I'm like, all right, I'll come down. And I'm trying to tell her on the phone, put it in neutral and have somebody push you out of the way. And she's like, I don't think anybody can do that here. And I'm like, well, okay. So I drove all the way down there, and then I tried to jump it. It wouldn't stay started, so we pushed it and had to get a tow truck or whatever. But I'm like, what are you gonna do when you go to college? This isn't gonna be a thing you can call dad for. But not that I did anything other than push it and then call the tow truck. So we'll see what's wrong with it today. I'm hoping it's just a battery. So this morning, Betsy, my wife, was we were trying to figure out the day because my daughter needs a vehicle to go to work and blah blah blah. And I said, well, and we kind of figured it out. I said, well, I got a podcast this morning and a meeting after that. Well, who are you having on? And I said, Christina Cobb. And she kind of looked at me. She's like, you guys don't know each other. And I said, well, for sure you'd know her if you saw her because I see her every day walking downtown. And I said, we went to high school together. And I said, I really haven't had a conversation with Christina in, well, it'll be 30 years in May, like from high school. We see each other.
Yeah.
You know, hi, smile, whatever. But we never, we haven't, and we live here. We've never talked. And I said, and I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I felt like the universe. It was weird because I don't know why I was like, because I do this sometimes. I'll just be like, you know what? I should have that person on. And I was seeing some of your social media, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I haven't talked to Christina in a while. And then I started seeing you more walking, and I was like, well, you know what? I think somebody's telling me I should have her on. I don't know, but I do that. I'm right like, on. People ask me, how come you want me? Come on. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a fun conversation.
Yeah, right on.
The number one question I have to ask. Okay. What's your playlist? And I say that because you walk for miles, dude. I see you walking all the time with your headphones on. Always smiling. Yeah. You know?
It's varied. It's very varied. And it's really, I listen to Pandora. And I just put it on shuffle. And I've had that Pandora for, I don't know, since it came out. And for the first few years, I was, you know, always liking, so I could build up this playlist. And I don't keep names of songs or even artists in my head anymore. I don't have the capacity to remember all, and I don't care to, you know. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love music. But for me, it's more about how it makes me feel. No matter what the music is, it's how it makes me feel. A genre, I don't have any particular genre that I stick with. But it's varied and wide. I mean, it could be Kendrick Lamar 1 minute and Beethoven the next.
That's a wide range.
You might hear some Willie Nelson in there. Nice. Willie Nelson in there, you know, a little bit of everything. Like, there isn't much that's not in there. Right now, I really like this band called Leisure. They're from New Zealand. They have some really smooth, jazzy. It's nice. It's just nice to listen to, you know. And I let the universe decide what I'm going to listen to, like what I need to hear. That's kind of like what I go with. It's just on shuffle, and it plays whatever it plays. Sometimes I hear what I need to hear. Sometimes I skip it.
I don't listen to music.
Not at all?
No. We have background, I guess. So Betsy plays the radio all day, and like in the mornings, especially on the weekends on NPR, she plays. It's like classical hour or something. So that's kind of playing, but I typically just listen to like books or podcasts or whatever. I went through a phase a couple of years ago where I was listening to country music, but I found myself driving and crying. So I'm like, I can't listen to this shit anymore. Everything is like, oh my God, I wish I was better. A better human, or, you know. So turn that shit off.
Universe telling you something?
But I've never really had an affinity for, for music. I don't put it on the radio when I'm driving. I put talk radio on or something like that.
Yeah, I for a while there, I had like this where whenever I was in the car, I would listen to NPR. I really enjoyed NPR. It's always been one of my favorite things to listen to. I like to know what's going on in my world. Outside of my world, I guess I should say.
We listen to the TED Radio Hour. There's the Puzzle Hour.
Okay.
Which we get down with.
Right on.
You know.
Right on.
We make a point to listen to the Puzzle Hour. Stuff like that.
No, yeah. It's just music for me. Like, it really has pulled me out of dark places, you know, brought me back to life in a lot of ways. Yeah. And I love it. Like, it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel good, just like walking does. Walking makes me feel good. And I like to be out being present. And for me, walking puts me in my body. It gets me out of my head, puts me in my body, and makes me realize how beautiful it is to be alive. To be alive here, particularly. I mean, Manistee is beautiful. We have... you see my photos. I mean...
I do. Good and plenty, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I really enjoy the view. I don't know how else to put it.
That's rad.
It's just the view. I love the way things look, and I like to pay attention to the way things look. And I like to share how I view things with other people, because I don't think people see the place that they're in, really. Like, I think they see their future, they see their past, but they're never really present.
Dude, let's go. That's the biggest thing. I just saw a quote. I think actually Betsy might have sent it to me. You know, people are so focused on what happiness will come, they fail to see the happiness that's right with them in the present.
Yeah, absolutely. Joy comes with gratitude. Like, you have to have gratitude for your life and where you're at, and acceptance for yourself. Like, accepting yourself for who you are, for what you've done, good, bad, and all that in between, because we are just humans having a human experience. I mean, you can't hate yourself for that. You got to pull yourself up and, I don't know, move on from the shit that makes you feel like a bad person. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, or guilty.
Yeah,
or
guilt, shame, all those things. They don't help you in any kind of way. And we are human. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we are not proud of. But that's not where you have to stay. I mean, you can go visit that place and say, man, I'm glad I'm not like that anymore, or man, I need to work on that. But don't stay there. You know, just move on. Stay present. I think that's really important. Being present every day. Even if it's only while you're drinking your coffee in the morning. You know, just a few minutes of being in your body makes for a better day. I don't know. That's just how it, that's how it works
agree.
For me.
That's beautifully said. The years of wisdom that come with age, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
wisdom that comes with age or experience or all kinds of things. I mean, it doesn't affect everybody the same. Some people want to stay at a certain point in their life, and other people don't.
Well, it's like with kids, like just remembering when I was a kid and being like, I know everything.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have kids and you try to, you know, what you just said, if you were to say that to a 20-year-old.
I have, and trust me, it doesn't work out.
Same. You know, it's weird, isn't it? If you would just do what I'm telling you to do.
No, it's not weird. You know why? Because I've always been one of those people that you can't tell me what to do. You cannot tell me what's right. You can't tell me what's wrong, because I already know inside. And sometimes I just have to make my own mistakes to realize that that's not for me. Even though people have told me, that's probably not for you.
That's the thing about living a life, though,
and
right?
that's, you got to live life. That's living life.
You got to have those hard times too, or difficult times. Maybe not hard.
I think that's how you come out of those times really makes who you are. I find that a lot of people are bitter. And it's because of the hard times they've had. And I feel like it's a lot easier to be bitter. I know there was one point a few years ago after my divorce, and I felt very numb and angry and bitter. And I was like, this is not who I want to be. This is not the person I want to be. I don't want to be bitter, because that just makes me feel like crap, right? I want to be happy. And at that point, I felt like this little spark of joy. Just this little spark, and I decided to hold on to it for as long as it lasted. A couple minutes. Yeah, just a couple minutes. But then, like, it would come more often, and it would stay a little longer. And every time it came, I would just hold on to it until it left. And it just grew inside of me, right? And I'm just a happy person now. I don't know. It's just, it's a mindset. It's a choice. It's a huge choice to be bitter or to be happy. I've had lots of nasty things happen to me in my life. None of them I want to live through again. but it hasn't beat me down.
It's definitely a mindset. And I think if you put yourself in, if you can find ways to put yourself into that, like as you say, with gratitude, a positive mindset, today be where your feet are kind of thing, it definitely helps shape your world in a more positive light.
Yep, absolutely.
If you can do that, I mean, because for a long time in my life, I mean, I was pretty good at just going next, but that's not good either.
No,
that's not good either. But so one thing that I've been kind of repeating a lot lately is this quote, tend to the part of the garden you could touch. And that's really been kind of helping me navigate, especially social media.
Yeah.
I've tended to that garden.
Yeah.
I've deleted some things. I went through the whole thing like 6 months ago where I just went into my feeds, especially on like Instagram, and I did a reset, because you can reset your algorithm on. There's a function you can do that just basically erases everything, and then you start over by, all right, what do I want to look at? You just type it in and start not following, but maybe viewing and liking some certain things, and then your algorithm changes. So like when I open up my algorithm now, it's just a bunch of people working out, running, and whatever.
Right.
But I also went through and I deleted all of the news. So if I was following anything I was following everything, CNN, Fox, fucking all that stuff. I deleted all that, and then any influencer that has some kind of political leaning, didn't matter what side, I stopped following them. Yeah. And just
I did that a while ago. Like, I mean, I still pay attention to what's going on, but I choose when to and when not to, and I don't let it ruin my day. I don't. I mean, in the long run, as of right now, there's nothing really that different in my world. There is difference in a lot of other people's worlds, unfortunately. But there's not much I can do about that.
What do you think about that? And what I mean is, we're not going to get political. I don't do that on the show. But the idea of knowing everything, seeing everything, that it's right there at your fingertips, something happening across an ocean or what, I mean, just having that so accessible when in 1997 all we had was MTV.
That was such a good year.
It was the best. I mean,
that was a good year.
A couple of Gen Xers right here.
Yeah, that was a good year.
It was a good year. Like I said, MTV and 2 news channels.
Yeah. I don't like the 24-hour news bombardment that goes on. And I think it is up to us individually to set that aside. Because they just want our money, right? They just want our views, which is money to them. So they don't really care how that affects us as a human being. They don't. It's just not an option. So, like, you have to choose whether you want to pay attention 24/7 or not. And I think if you're paying attention 24/7, you're going to rip your hair out.
Yeah.
You're going to go crazy. Because it's just, overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
I don't think we're built to handle it.
No, absolutely not. No, I think it's too much. I remember just like news came on at 5 and at 11, right? Like that's when the news came on, and now it's on all the time, and who knows if it's even real anymore? Like it's out there.
Yeah, I don't think any of it's real, but I mean, I think I shouldn't say I don't think any of it's real. I think that a lot of it is just built to create dissension in the ranks.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel, I always say I'm just an American. I'm just an American. Just trying to live my life. Just trying to pay my mortgage, go to work, enjoy what little time I have on this planet. and work on myself, make myself a better person. Like I don't care really about anybody else. I don't want to say I don't care. I do care. I want people to be better. I want people to do better. I want to see people do better. I want to see people be happy. But at the same time, that's not my job.
100%.
It's not my job to make people happy. So, I mean, I think they need to, like, stop staring at the television, stop staring at social media. If that's all you're looking at, stop doing it. Like you said, reset your algorithm.
Reset it, dude.
Reset that algorithm because, yeah, it's not good for your body, your mind, or your soul.
No.
None of it.
Like when you're driving in traffic and all of these people are going through a different experience in this life than you are.
Yeah.
And it's like they're all trying to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. I would say 99% are all trying to get to work, find work, pay their bills, put food on the table, raise their kids, whatever.
Find a little bit of pleasure.
A little bit of yeah.
A little bit of pleasure.
Just trying to find, I got a week's vacation. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's everybody.
If you're lucky. If you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering that most people are a car repair away from not being able to pay their rent.
100%. Especially nowadays.
Which is fucking wild.
Oh my God. My first apartment on 8th Street was furnished. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, and I paid $400 a month, and it covered all my utilities. Could you imagine? That would be like a windfall nowadays. And
That'd be nuts.
It was a shithole.
Dude, when I came home from the Air Force, I rented a 2-story house on 2nd Avenue. Mm-hmm. It was 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, right? Mm-hmm. With 2 buddies. So 3 of us lived there.
Right.
We split a $450 a month rent. Split
dang.
And that was, 25 years ago, 24 years ago. That is a long time ago.
Yes.
It's $450. But today, that place is probably now a duplex, getting $1,200 a month for each unit. I got a friend of mine, really good friend of mine. She's 68 now, I think. Had a real nice place here. She was renting it, and for I think eventually it got to like $900 a month, and it was a duplex, real nice though, real nice. But it was a 1-bedroom, kind of open floor plan deal, and close to the beach. Not that close to the beach, but anyways, the person that owned it was like, we're selling it, and the people that bought it are like, we're gonna Airbnb this shit, so you've got X amount of time to move out.
Right.
So she left there to a 2nd floor walk-up apartment, 68, mind you. I mean, she's spry, but
right.
We're also, when you get to a certain age, you're kind of thinking about you want to be on one level kind of situation. This is a 1-bedroom apartment that's double the size of my office, and my office is not that big, for $900 a month.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how people justify that. I really don't. I don't know how people justify that kind of rent. Or even asking for, I just don't.
Well, they justify it by saying, I bought this.
Oh, I know
deal.
how they justify it. I mean, I don't know how they justify it in here.
I feel you.
Like, I don't know how they justify it in here. Money is like, I don't know. It's necessary, but at the same time, it's freaking terrible. It is made.
Well, I tell my kids.
It is made for a very hard life on this rock we live on that's floating in the middle of fucking space.
Or spinning flat.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but
I like to poke the bear with that shit every now and then. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, billions of stars. We're one of them, and it's like if we're lucky, we get 80 to 90 years on it. And in that time, we're chasing.
Yeah.
We're constantly chasing to stay, to get comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of people have learned to live uncomfortable.
Oh, 100%.
You know, there's
in survival mode.
Right. Maybe I should
In
use the word.
survival mode.
They're learning how to survive, which, yeah, there is a difference. Learning how to survive is fucking scary in the richest country in the world.
The whole time my kids were growing up, I didn't really pay that much attention to politics. I mean, I did, but I didn't. But I couldn't. I couldn't. Like, I couldn't afford my attention to be paying attention to what's going on in my world. I had to focus on them and focus on making money and focus on paying rent and focus on feeding them. So it was survival mode. It was constant survival, just constant. And I hate that we have to live like that in America.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
My older two, I'd love for them to, Helena's going to go to Ferris next year when she's done with her, finishing up this last semester at West Shore. And so she'll have like 2 years to go. And then it's like, but, you're going to have to probably stay home for a little while. Because like my son, for example, I mean, he's got close to both feet out the door.
Yeah.
But he's also looking at like, how many of my buddies do we need to shack up with in order to pay? Because, I mean, you can't today work a 40-hour-a-week, slightly above minimum wage job and afford $1,200 a month rent. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like that's the way it is everywhere here. Like everything that's available for rent, whether it's based on income or not, is almost out of reach.
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like my daughter, she lives with her boyfriend. They have a small place in Beulah above one of the buildings up there, and they play quite a bit. My son, he lives with my mom in her basement, and he works construction.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mom, I can't afford. I'm always like, you can always come home. He's like, I don't want to come home. I have a small house. It looks big from the outside, but it's very small, and the bedrooms are very small. In there, he's got the whole basement, right? It's all finished. So yeah, he wants to get out and he wants to have his own place, but it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible for him to even do that, which is a shame.
It's wild. It really is.
It's ridiculous.
And then where do you go, though? I mean, like, you say, well, maybe move where you make more money, but where you can make more money, typically, like, if it's a city, you're going to pay more anyways.
Yeah.
You're going to pay more for everything.
Yeah. So,
it's
I don't know. I never lived in a city.
So what did you do after high school?
I didn't even finish high school at Manistee. I didn't graduate.
That's fucking crazy, because I literally told my wife this morning, we graduated together.
You guys. We went to school from like kindergarten to.
Yeah.
I think I dropped out 2 weeks into my senior year because I was already living on my own. I already had an apartment and was living on my own at that time. So I dropped out, and then I moved to Florida for 3 or 4 years.
Hold on, let's back up.
Okay.
You had 2 months to graduate, and you dropped out?
No. I was like 2 months into school. It was 2 months into my senior year. And I dropped out because I had to pay bills. And I just use that as an excuse, but really, I just wanted to party. I was a 17-year-old kid with my own apartment. Are you kidding me? So I dropped out and then moved to Florida, lived there for, I think, 3 or 4 years. I don't know. I came back and forth. Ended up trying to get my diploma down in Florida, but to go to school, and I did go to school there, but it was like I would have had to go for a whole year, whereas if I came back up here, I needed like a quarter credit to graduate. So I came back up here and went to Casman. Hung out, got my quarter credit.
Was it Casman back then, or was it
was
Oak Ridge?
Casman. It was Casman. Yep. It was right. It had just became Casman.
Do you remember that shit when it was Oak Ridge, though?
I
and
do.
Everybody was like, you get caught doing that, they're going to suspend you, and you're going to have to go over there. And all those kids smoke cigarettes.
I mean, I just quit smoking cigarettes like a couple months ago, so.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. But, no, I got my diploma and then went right back to Florida with my first husband. I met him at Casman. He's the father of my children. And yeah, we lived in Florida for a while and partied down there because that's all Florida is partying. Everybody parties down there. I don't care how old you are.
Yeah.
I really don't. I used to clean pools when I lived down there. And I would go to like these people's homes and they would be retired, much older, right? And they would be sitting there on their lanai with their Monday through Sunday little box of pills, right? And their rock glass. I seen more cars driven into buildings in Florida than like at least three. At least 3 vehicles I'd seen driven into buildings when I lived in Florida. And because that's people are just, they're drunk and high down there. That's all they do. That's all they do. Honest.
If anybody's watching this in Florida.
I mean, I'm sure there's some straight people down there.
Yeah.
Maybe. I never met any. They were all, I mean, and it's not a terrible place. I mean, if that's what you want to do with your life, then that's what you want to do with your life, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. You do what you do. As long as you're not hurting nobody, I don't care. I really don't. Just don't hurt nobody.
I went to Florida one time as a kid with my family, and it was like the day after Christmas. We loaded up the van, and my grandmother lived in a little trailer park down in, I can't even tell you where. It was close to wherever the like Busch Gardens is.
Okay.
And it was one of those, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, because, I know my folks scraped just to make the drive down there, but we were going to stay for a week in Florida at Grandma's in her trailer.
Nice.
And I remember her husband at the time, he didn't have any teeth. He had the false teeth. He would just leave them laying around. These are the things you remember when you're a kid. Just remember his teeth, like everywhere. And he would eat steak without his teeth. He would just chew it with them. And he was pissed that we were staying there.
Oh. So that kind of made it miserable.
It was one of those things. And then, my folks didn't have the money for Disney World or Disneyland or whatever that's down there. So we went to Busch Gardens, which was, I'm thinking it's still going to be roller coasters and shit. And they had, at that time, this is in the mid 90s, there was like a couple of rides and it was like gardens. Yeah. And I'm like, this sucks, dude. I've got this great picture at home where somebody took our picture there. It's my mom and dad, my brother and my sister and I. And I must have done something wrong.
Yeah.
Because my dad in the picture is looking at me like...
Oh, that's great. I love that.
So that was my Florida experience. Salamanders everywhere and whatever. I'm not a well-traveled person.
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun when I lived in Florida. I did. I had a lot of fun. And the only reason I guess I moved back up here is because I had kids. And I didn't want to raise my children in Florida. I didn't. I wanted to raise them here, which I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, I had my mom and my dad. They helped me a lot raising my kids, so that was good,
Yeah.
To have that support.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's why I came back here. And it's for the best. I mean, I do love where I live. I do love the area. I'm a big outdoors person, so it works good for me.
I love it up here. I'm not a huge winter guy, even though I've lived here my whole life. That's what's fucked about the Air Force.
I think most people don't like it, right?
The winter?
Yeah. That's what I hear about from everybody.
There are some diehards. I mean, if you're a skier or snowmobiler or whatever, I think what people hate the most is like the shoveling. Yeah. And the gotta chisel the ice off their car and it's cold all the time, But I don't do anything actively in the wintertime. No, we just got my youngest some cross-country skis. Betsy's cross-country skied in the past, so she's like, well, maybe this is something we can do in the wintertime. They have they call it a ski swap.
Okay.
Up at Crystal Mountain, people take their old skis there or whatever, so she found some. little kid cross-country skis. And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I don't know if I'm down for it, but
sounds like fun for you
gets
guys.
us out, let's try it. You know, but like when I can remember when I joined the Air Force, you know, I drank the Kool-Aid. I was like, my recruiter was like, you want to go? You want to be based in Hawaii? Just put it on that list. You know, they called it the dream sheet. You had like, you could list 8 bases you wanted to go to, and it was like Hawaii, California, Nevada. I put Florida on there. I put worldwide remote, like send me fucking anywhere overseas.
Yeah.
And after I got out of the police academy, the day that they were giving us our orders, the bases we were going to go, like everybody around me, you're going to California, you're going to Nevada, you two, both of you guys are going to Hawaii. Airman Boudry, I remember my drill instructor, I'll never forget it, he just said, sucks to be you. Oh, no. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I had to go to Minot, North Dakota, which is about a stone's throw away from
it was cold here.
the Canadian border. And I'm like, you pricks. It's because I'm from Michigan.
And that's why they sent you there.
And it was, I don't know if that's why they sent me there, but I was just like, come on. Because there was when I got there, I was getting phone calls from dudes that in the Air Force at that base that were from Michigan. Mm-hmm. Like one guy, Matt, I'm forgetting his last name, was from Scottsville.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, dude, I'm from Scottsville.
Right.
You know, we're in the same flight together.
Right
you know?
on.
So I'm like, oh, that's pretty rad. But it was Minot, literally the size of Manistee. And like I said, it is like Minot and then Canada, like
right.
Winnipeg. And they had, have you ever been to North Dakota?
No. Mm-mm.
This is like the one place I've been. There's no trees.
Really?
I mean, it's just all prairie.
Okay.
Right? And the winters there are fucking
brutal,
yeah, bro.
I do know that.
Like -50, -60 with the wind chill.
There's nothing to cut that wind.
Nope, snow drifts everywhere. And they literally would shut the city down with a gate. Like, nobody coming in, nobody going out if it got too bad out. Dang. They have their Good Samaritan law. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're driving and it's horrible outside and you see people on the side of the road, if you don't stop, I mean, that's like a criminal offense. You have to, like, help.
Yeah.
Which is rad. You should help anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, instead of being like, haha, fuck
yeah. Yeah,
you know,
right?
Sucks
exactly.
To be you. But, yeah. Yeah, it was cold. It was horrible. It was fun. But
yeah,
it was a lifetime ago, too.
Yeah.
But, you know, and then a lot of time in Canada drinking. A lot of time in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, we worked for 3 days in the field and had 6 days off. And those 6 days, we were basically Canadian.
Right on. Right on.
You know, that's what's fucked about the military, is they pluck you when you're 18, but you can't do anything else.
You know, and you're so young at 18 to like 30. Like at 18, you think you lived your life, right? You're like, I'm an adult now, you know, but you're not. And you don't know anything. Like, you don't know anything. Mm-hmm. Absolutely nothing. You're in for a whole bunch of crap, trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And that's kind of why they pluck you at 18, right? Because you don't know no better. That's
100%. They can mold that unformed frontal lobe, especially in dudes, because we are dumb until like 28. You know, it doesn't fully function. Your brain doesn't fully function until like your mid-20s.
Yeah.
Especially for guys. We're just gorillas.
No comment.
I mean, it's true, though. I've thought about that a lot.
Yeah.
Especially lately as I get older and my kids are getting older. It's like, man, when you're kind of really stupid when you're 18. And you're very malleable. And
you think, but like I said, you think you know it all. You think you've lived some life by the time you're 18, you know, because you're an adult now.
Yeah.
And really, you're just starting your life at 18. You're just starting your life. It's just beginning.
It's becoming your life.
Exactly.
And not your parents or whoever.
Yeah. You're responsible for it. You're responsible for all the things. And your baby brain.
That's the same for college too. I think the military and college both do damage.
I'm glad I didn't go to college until I was in my late 20s, because I just went to West Shore, but I didn't waste it.
Yeah.
I didn't waste the time I was there, and I definitely didn't go for what I probably would have went for when I was 18.
Yeah.
I would have been like art history, humanities, like that would have been, unless I was going to be a college professor, I wasn't going to make no money off that, so, but I went because I needed a better job. I needed to make better money. And my kids had started Head Start, and I decided I was going to go to college. And so I did. And I mean, I did end up making more money, but the world just got more expensive. So I don't know how well I'm doing at that, but I'm making a go of it. So, yeah.
I mean, I left. I went to Saginaw Valley, which was a culture shock anyways, from, Carhartts and Skull straight long cut to living in a city down there. And I only did it for a semester and failed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do, like, I had a friend of mine that was going to U of M Flint. So in between U of M Flint and Saginaw Valley, he had an apartment. And had a pool. He's like, hey, I didn't have to stay on campus as a freshman, so I'm like, I'll just move in with you.
Yeah.
And it was like, I went early. I went like at the beginning of August, and we drank beers, and we ate pizza. And when I started going to school, I'm like, this is fucking dumb. I just want to, I was acing, I'll never forget this, like I had a creative writing class. I'm doing really well in it. And the teacher or the professor or whatever, you can only miss like a day and you fail. And I missed a bunch of days. And even though I was getting A's, I failed, and I was pissed. And I was doing this whole thing where like, but I'm paying the school and I'm getting the grade. Like, why do I need to be here? And it was just a kind of like one of those things where I just like, this isn't for me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was lost, So I just went to the mall, because that's what you did back then. And there was the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, and I just kind of was like, I'll just see what this is about. And I'm telling you, in 30 days, I was signed up, getting ready to go to MEPS, which is like the you go through all this bullshit paperwork and everything, and then get on a plane. And then I told my parents like a week before, I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm leaving. Mom's crying. But then did that, and then came home and did a million things, and whatever.
Yeah.
Life goes quick.
Life is fast, man. And it just keeps getting faster. It just keeps going by faster and faster. I think that's why I try to stay present so much. Just because it moves so fast. I don't know. And I think a lot of my life I wanted it to move fast.
Yes.
Like I wanted to get through, and now I feel like I'm through.
Yeah. Now it's time to slow down. Like I want to live out in the woods.
Oh, God. That'd be amazing. Actually, I did that. Like I did that for a while. I used to live on Campfield Road, and that's pretty much the woods, right?
Yeah.
And I lived there, raised the kids there, and it was nice. It was. And then I moved into town and bought the house in town, and I loved it. I still love it. I love it for like all the festivals that goes on and all, because I can just walk. Like I can walk everywhere. I don't have to worry about driving anywhere. And if I want to go have a couple beers, I can walk and go have a couple beers, and I can walk home. I don't have to worry about getting in trouble for doing that. You know what I mean? Like, that's nice. But living in the woods, I miss that. I miss living in the woods. I miss the quiet. I miss the critters. I love seeing animals. Like wild animals, just love it. It's one of my favorite things. If I could, I would go sit in like a tent in the woods with my camera and just take pictures of squirrels all day. I would. I love animals.
We live exactly 1 mile door to door from this office, and we have fox and rabbits and deer.
Yeah.
And we live right on the main drag, which is the one thing I don't like about it, but
yeah.
It's just not far enough away. I mean, the older I get, the more I just want to. I don't do good around a bunch of people, so
I feel
it's
you.
like the more away I can be, the better. But I do love our spot.
Yeah,
it's got everything that we need, but I just want more seclusion, I guess.
Yeah,
and that's what's fucked. Like the other day, I was sitting on the couch having a cup of coffee with Betsy, and I'm like, because for like the longest time, like when we had the liquor store, and it got broke into or whatever. And I'm like, and then I was good buddies with at the time, the chief of police here, Kozel, and he was like, I didn't have any cameras outside of the store. I just had the one that was in the store. And then anyways, we just got to talking, and he's like, well, this is what I use. And he showed me his like stuff at his house. And he's like, what do you use at yours? And I'm like, I don't use anything. And he's like, you really should get some cameras. I'm like, oh, that just seems so. So I'm sitting on the couch the other day, and I'm just like, I think I'm going to look into getting some cameras for the house, the back door, the front door. And Betsy's like, well, what brought this on? Because we had talked about it in the past. We just never pulled the trigger on it. And I'm like, I don't know. It just seems like you kind of need it today.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like when we were growing up, it sounds so old, and I can't stand that I say that. Back in my day or when we were growing up. But like keys in the car, nothing unlocked, front door is always unlocked.
Yeah.
And I mean, even at night, Betsy would be like, did you lock the front door? And I'm like, yeah, I locked it.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop anybody from coming in, but it's locked.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, I get it. I've got, as a single woman, I got cameras. I got all the things because I'm a single woman in the middle of town. And it is kind of secluded where I'm at. Like I am, even though I'm right in the middle of town, like it's a very quiet little spot where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I've had some crazy shit happen by my house, so yeah. Gotta watch out. And it sucks. It sucks so bad. It does. I mean, I don't know. What do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do?
I mean, if you got cameras, I mean, all that does is just show the police this is what happened. But I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it just feels, it's almost uncomfortable to think about.
I wish there was a way to like, I mean, I'm sure there is, but just to help these people who want to do these kind of things, right? Because I really don't think anybody's inherently bad. Like I'm sure maybe there are.
There's people that are wired wrong.
It's just very far and few between, in all honesty. I think a lot of people are just down on their luck or bitter, or I don't think it's something that they have to do, or I don't know, maybe I'm saying that wrong.
No, I feel where you're going, I think.
I just wish there was a way to like encourage people to move on and to do better for themselves. To realize that, this isn't gonna help you. It's just gonna make it worse. Whatever you're going through, it's gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's they don't reach out for help, if the help isn't available. Like, is that the issue? Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people out in our town who could use a hand, but how do you do that? How do you go about giving them that hand?
Yeah,
what do they really need?
That's a $1 million question.
Yeah, because you can give people food, but that doesn't necessarily fix their problem, right?
You can give them food, you can give them money, but it doesn't necessarily fix their problem. You're right. I've had the gals from the Friendship Society on, and it's a lot of. There are programs, there are people who help with all those things, but it's the next thing. And I don't know, I'm not the guy. I do what I can when I can. Mm-hmm. And, I think that, I try to find what I'm trying to say here. I think that people want to help, but it's how much can you help without being negatively affecting yourself and helping.
Yes.
Because you can provide money.
But doesn't that feel superficial? Like
it does. It does.
It's like there's a lot of superficial help out there, right?
Yeah.
And it'll help in the moment, but in the long run, people are left to their own devices. Figure it out for yourself.
Right.
I agree. And it's like, I mean, sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes that's what you have to do is figure it out for yourself. But at the same time, sometimes you don't have the skills or the mental capacity to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah, I think like if you look at that, if there is a mental aspect to the equation, that person, that there needs to be more help for that.
Oh, absolutely.
But if it's not, or if it's drugs,
and drug abuse stems from mental instability.
Sure,
it does. Like it's trauma.
Yeah,
it's trauma. Like that's why people do that shit. Even drinking, same thing. No different than drug abuse.
I like a couple beers.
I don't mean a couple beers. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
a couple beers.
I do. I was just telling Bets the other day. It kind of all hit me, like in one day. A particular day. Not that I don't see people that are going through hard times, because you just see a lot of that shit around here now. When you and I were coming up, and I've said this on the podcast before, I know that there are people that were struggling. We just didn't see it when we were younger. Like we had Roger. Remember Roger?
There was more help.
I think there was more help. I mean, we had... And
we stuffed things under the rug too, so...
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't in your face all the time. I mean, you weren't seeing it all the time. But like, do you remember Roger? Okay, so like he had a house.
Yeah.
But he just also had some deficiencies, right? Yeah. For lack of a better word, that he wasn't going home, But that's what I remember as a kid. Now, we all see more, So the other day I'm coming from Lightham in US 10, and I'm driving into town, and you probably won't know this landmark, but anyways, there's this, I can't remember what road it's by. But anyways, I'm coming on 10, and there's like this little 2-track that kind of just jets off. This is before like Sabo and all that. And there was a lady sitting on the 2-track. She's got a tent, and she's got like a sleeping bag and like all this. And she just fucking looked like, oh my God, And then we're just, like I said, humans just in their own, we're driving. And I'm like,
what can I do?
I just had this.
What can I do? How can I help? Yeah.
I just had this moment, like, what can I do in this moment that's gonna help her? And I'm just driving, and then before you know it, I'm gone. And then I see somebody else on like this older dude, and I'm trying to explain. He looked like he was 70, and he's on a scooter on US 31, riding in the traffic on the shoulder, going towards like the Filer gas station there. And I'm like, son of a bitch! Like this guy is coming from somewhere on a 4-mile-an-hour scooter, and he just looks like, all these people that are at the air quotes end of the rope. It's like, good God. I remember this was quite a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I was at the Secretary of State, and I was coming back out of the Secretary of State, like the gas station, towards where Nuvu is now, whatever it was before that. And there was a gal who I would see walking everywhere.
I think I know who you're talking about.
And she was just sitting on a curb. I think I actually might have went to like Wendy's or something. And I'm like, I'm going to go back over there. So I went back over there, and I just was like, I had a $20 bill. And I said, hey, if this could help. And she yelled at me, like, I don't need your fucking money. And I was just kind of like, oh. So, like, sometimes it's like I was genuinely trying to help. This is what I got on me. If this helps you, go get something to eat or whatever. She was super pissed. I know that everybody's like that. But
yeah,
there's just like, there's somebody camped out. You know where people are camped out. Like, I see them now more so than ever. It's just obvious.
I think maybe you just see them now. I don't think it's any different than it was when we were growing up, because I seen that when I was growing up in Manistee. Like I spent most of my childhood downtown at the Old Fashioned Bar. That was where my parents hung out. Like, that's where, until 9 o'clock at night when I had to go home.
Jesus.
That's where I spent a lot of, I remember when there was no boardwalk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I remember
same.
playing down by the river with my friend whose grandma owned the old-fashioned bar. I remember we would run these streets all the time. So, I mean, I saw the desperation. I saw the desperate people. I saw the downtrodden. I saw them. They were here. They have always been here. People just didn't see them. People just didn't look.
Ugh, that hurts my heart. It really does. Yeah, that's rough. It's rough.
They've always been here. Just now people are seeing them. It irritated me when people were like, oh, they're trucking in people from homeless people from other states. And I'm like, no, they're not. You know, these are people who are from our area, maybe a town over.
Yeah.
They're our people. I don't know. And like I said, I don't know how to help them. I mean, I've on my walks, one night I was out and there was somebody cuddled up in a doorway down here. I went up to Wesco and bought a bag of food and threw a $50 bill in there and left it sitting with them. And I've walked into Wesco and walked out with extra donut and coffee in the morning because there was a guy sitting there with no shoes on, just sitting there.
I get it.
I mean, you just do what you can do, and I think if you see them, just see them and talk to them. I talked to Dave. He's one of the homeless people out here. I used to work with him when I worked at Oneka Marina. I mean, I stop and ask him how he's doing and if he needs anything and how things are going. And, you know, I just treat him like a human being, like a person.
I mean, obviously. I mean, you should.
But I think most people, like, they just don't see. They don't see, or they look down on them because they're homeless. Like there's some deficit with them, when most of us are just, you know, one paycheck away from being homeless.
Yeah, that's the truth.
You know, I don't know. They're here, and I think people just need to ask, how are you? You need anything? You know, can I get you a sandwich? Or are you good?
That's what's scary about winters here. Talk about winter. Like, I don't know how many times I've said, man, there's people sleeping outside right now that I'm surprised we don't see the police blotter more, that somebody's deceased because they were.
I mean, we will. It happens every year. And then, like, some will get into trouble, so they'll just go to jail, you know?
Yeah,
have
to
a
go.
warm place
Yeah.
to stay. Food, which is sad. I've never been to jail, don't want to be to jail, but, I mean, I couldn't imagine having to use that as a place to stay, you know?
You know, and then Thanksgiving's coming, and you know, everybody.
Yeah, and then like the NAFI dinner isn't happening.
I saw.
That's sad because that was huge. Like, I used to manage the VFW, and that was like a big event. Like, lots of people came for that. So that's sad that that's not happening this year. But I get it because Jim was like pretty much the only one that was back there cooking, and
it takes a lot of people volunteering.
Yeah.
You know, people. It's like the Matthew, the food pantry.
The food pantry, yeah.
My father-in-law volunteers for that, and you know, you drive by there when they're passing out the food. I mean, it's a long row of cars.
Yeah.
You know, so the need is real for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I remember standing in food bank lines. That's not fun at all.
I get it. I mean, I remember as a kid, I'll never forget, you know, my mom, my parents divorced when we were really young. I mean, I was probably 5. Maybe even, probably about 5. They got remarried to each other again.
I mean, it happens.
But I can remember, because back then, it was a wick where you had to you had the fucking sheets of paper or whatever that you
That
could
was
get.
Food stamps.
Was it food stamps?
I think they both did it, but yeah.
It was you could get milk, you could get cheese, you could get, that's all you could get. And I can remember standing in line and watching my mom fill this out, give it to the person, and they fill it out, and check the cart to make sure you got the right shit, and When
my kids were babies, I did it. I would go to the food banks. I'd go up to Onekama, to the food bank in Onekama, because we didn't have one in Manistee at that time. And I would drive up to Onekama. I'd be standing there and my kids are a year apart. I'd be standing there with one on my hip, one in the car seat, standing in line, waiting to go get my grocery bag of food and take it home, But, I made do. That was all good.
Yeah, but humbling.
But, yeah, I was already humbled, right?
Yeah, right. These people that are, losing their fucking minds over the SNAP benefits. And the people that are being dicks about it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's hey, first of all, if you don't need them, why the fuck do you care so much?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Food stamps were a lifesaver. They were a lifesaver. Honestly, when my kids were little, they kept food in the house.
Yeah.
And it didn't even, that wasn't the whole month's food, it was enough to get me through. And that's all that mattered.
But
I appreciated it. And now that I don't get it, I'm more than happy to help pay for all that stuff. I'll pay my taxes, no problem. Here you go.
Yeah.
Take it. As long as you're helping somebody, I would much rather help somebody than not.
Yeah. It doesn't affect me at all if somebody is using the bridge card.
I know. I don't care. I don't care. Buy what you want. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. At all.
Yeah. Their life is probably hard enough.
Yeah.
Let alone being harassed for using a bridge card.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
You shouldn't be able to buy Diet Coke with that. Well, again, who the fuck cares?
Some people.
Yeah. The bitter ones.
The bitter ones.
Right? Around it.
I say everybody should have therapy. I think it should be mandatory therapy. Before you even have children, I think you should have, seriously. I don't think you have to go forever, but I think you need to tap in. You know what I mean? You need to tap in and realize, I don't know, your own bitterness, your own anger issues, your own sadness, things that you hide from the world. You need to tap into that and recognize why you are that way and accept yourself for being that way and understanding that you can be a bitch. Yeah, you can be an asshole. You might get bitter sometimes and you might be sad sometimes, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Where it comes to be wrong is when you stay there.
Yeah.
When you sit in it.
Or project it on somebody else.
And project it onto somebody else, yeah. And that's a lot of what goes on. That bitterness, that hate, that anger, that's all just projection. It is. It's all projection. Well, why can't I have that? If they get it, why can't I?
Yeah.
Do you want it? Do you really want what they're going through? Do you really want to be where they're at? If you're already in a good place in your life, gratitude comes down to gratitude right there. Comes down to finding gratitude every morning. I don't know. I just wish people were happier.
I think they'd be a lot happier if we just got rid of social media. Sometimes I
don't know. That's what I love about social media, though. It's
the good things about social media are amazing.
I love watching everybody's kids grow up. All the people I went to school with, that we went to school with, I love watching their families grow and change. I love that. That's one of my favorite parts about social media. I love that. And I love, I'm a cheerleader. I'm a champion you. If you're doing good, I'm going to be like, yay. And if you're doing bad, I'm like, girl, you get up. You can do it, And I just that's the good thing about social media. And it's not social media. That's not the problem. It's in here. It's in each one of us inherently.
I think you're right.
It's not. Right. It has nothing to do with social media. It has to do with each individual person. How you look at the world and how you look at yourself. How you look at yourself, first of all. I think that is really the big thing. How you look at yourself. Because how you look at yourself reflects how you look at the world.
100%. Beautifully said. Yes, that's true.
How you look at yourself is how you look at the world. So if you're looking at yourself and you're, you might have like the best car, the greatest clothes, the hottest wife, whatever. But if you're looking at yourself like you hate yourself, you're going to hate the world. You're going to hate the world. And that's where therapy comes in. I mean, yeah, we all do fucked up shit and we all do things we're not proud of, but that's a part of life. It's part of learning.
I think we're going to be okay.
Oh yeah, I do too. I think eventually we'll be just fine. I think we're fine now, but
yeah, I think we're going to be okay. We're just going to have to learn how to
change.
Yeah.
And roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Roll with them punches. That's the big thing, is rolling with the punches and not just getting stuck on it. Because you're going to get hit. That's life. You're going to get hit. Once in a while, it just happens.
Yeah, it's never perfect.
No.
And nobody's averse to tragedy in their life. People are going to get sick. People are going to pass away. Mm-hmm. That's just one part of life. You're going to struggle in other ways too. It's just how you deal with it.
Yeah, and how you come up. How you stand back up and brush yourself off. And are you going to be bitter or are you going to be grateful? It's a choice.
It is a choice.
It's a choice, absolutely. And it's not an easy choice. The way I say it, it makes it sound like it's easy. Oh, no, it's not. It's absolutely not easy to choose yourself. To choose to love yourself no matter what. And have grace for yourself. Understand that you are human.
That's one thing I tell my kids all the time. It's all about choices.
Yeah.
It really is all about choices. You make a million choices a day, whether you realize it or not. But like the ones that are most impactful, you have an opportunity to make a choice.
Yeah.
Depending on that choice is going to shape the next day, month, year. Mm-hmm. And again, their frontal lobes aren't developed yet. So.
Trust me, I know.
For the longest time, I used to think that every young person, before they're allowed to go to college, is they have to do a year or two of service, whether it's the military or some type of Peace Corps or some type of volunteer service.
No, I think that's a wonderful idea.
But the caveat today for me is I would probably take the military out of it. I wish that, and that's not because I'm anti-military. I'm not.
No.
I'm a vet.
No.
But I think that being 18, I don't think it's good for a young person.
It's
for
not.
Some, maybe, depending on like the situation that they're in life,
mm-hmm.
right? Taking a quick leap to the military can open a lot of doors
mm-hmm.
and help you out mm-hmm. immensely. But I really think like there's so many things that not every job in the military is in the line of fire, mm-hmm. right?
Yeah.
It's very specific jobs that do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, there's an opportunity there that an 18-year-old shouldn't have to make certain decisions or do certain, because they're just not mentally prepared for it. And even though in the military they do a wonderful job of making everybody look the same, like as soon as you get there, your head is shaved, mm-hmm. and we don't know what background you're from. Mm-hmm. We're just all in this together. Mm-hmm. And they do a great job of tearing you down mm-hmm. to build you back up, to mold you into the person that they want you to be, and which is where being 18 and super malleable comes into place. But if you can barely vote and you can't have a drink, but you're supposed to go out there and do this thing that's really dangerous and can be horrible and life altering.
And isn't necessarily to the benefit of our country.
Well,
our country.
No.
I mean our country as a whole.
No. So I can go way hard and deep on this, but it's 2025. If anybody in this planet wants to debate me on this, I open them up to it. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. Mm-hmm. But this isn't the fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, there is no way in hell in 2025 we should be sending kids to get killed and sending them to kill other kids.
I agree.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. There's There's games that are being played. You feel me?
I absolutely do.
Just the one argument that I don't think I can lose on is if we believe the fact that, just take North Korea for an example, right? I mean, almost anybody you talk to, it's like, that place is horrible.
Yeah.
But we don't do anything about it?
Yeah.
Right? Like, that would be the one place. That would be like saying...
like, that's the epitome of a communist country, right?
But,
like,
I mean, and just how, like...
or it's portrayed that way.
Yeah.
What do we know?
But but how basic and so far superior we are to them militarily and just everything. Like, we could literally go over there and be like, nope, and now everything's gonna be better. You guys are gonna be able to have like a normal, like,
Yeah.
you don't have to like save your shit for fuel anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should be easy.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, so maybe I'm not articulating it that well, but that should be an easy win. But yet we're allowing it to happen. Just like any war that happens where we think by sitting down with the ruler of that country, but we're still at war. Like when I saw, again, this isn't political. It's just one thing I was like, well, that makes almost no sense when Biden went to Ukraine, while they're fucking Russia's bombing them, right? Like, he went there and did a speech, but nothing happened. You know what I mean? It's like, what did they press pause? Were they like, hey, I'm going to come over, I'm going to do a speech, but we want everything, and we're going to have Zelensky right next to me. Like, if it was a real war, like, wouldn't you think Russia would be like, this is a good opportunity to usurp the whole thing?
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, like I said, it just bothers the shit out of me. It's like when I was in the Air Force in North Dakota, is where we have all our nuclear weapons. And I remember we had military leaders from other countries. It was during a time where we were like counting how many we had.
Oh, yeah.
How many they have.
Yeah.
So they came
when
over.
they were talking about getting rid of a lot of them, right?
Getting rid of a lot.
That was about that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so we're showing them where they're at. I mean, you know, with satellites or whatever, I'm sure they know where everything's at.
Right.
But it's like, we're doing this thing, and if we can end it, and they can end it, you know what I mean? It's like, I just don't think anymore it's really real. It's all about
theater,
and money.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Division.
100%. I think it's been like that for a long, long time. And I think that we have been fed like this narrative of our superiority. I'm not saying we're a terrible country as the people who are a part of this country. Everyday people, we're not terrible. None of us are terrible people, and none of us really wanted any of that stuff that has been done in our name to be done. I really don't think that is true. You know, I mean, yeah, if we're really helping somebody, great, but I feel we've done more harm than good in the world. And we let our people do that. I don't know. Yeah,
what would you do?
I feel like it was spoon-fed, you know? We just thought we were doing the right thing, which doesn't make it the right thing.
No. What would you do with $7 trillion?
What would I do with $7 trillion?
I say that because that's the annual budget for the military.
I know, right?
So, like,
trillion.
$7 trillion. If you just have 1 year off, if they just said, all right, we're going to reset. We're going to take 1 year off.
I'd pay everybody's student loans off. I'd give everybody free health care. Yeah.
I saw some wild shit.
All things.
That's crazy. $7 trillion a year.
And you'd probably still have like $6 trillion left after I did all of that.
$1 trillion could
I could pay everybody. I buy everybody's house. They don't have no mortgages no more.
I saw some wild thing about like Harvard and Yale, because they get, you know, those endowments, and then they get, you know, older, their alumni gives money back to them and everything. And so, like, it costs $500,000 to get a degree at Harvard, right? But the amount of money that they have with the endowments and everything that they get, literally off the interest. Somebody's going to fact check me on this, but I read it on Substack, this article about like Harvard and Yale could be free. Like anybody could go there for free for like ever, just based off the interest that they're accruing every year and the billions of dollars that they have just sitting there.
Everything in America is about money. It's about making money. It's about spending money. It's about hoarding money. Like that is what we're all about, it seems.
I'm a frugal guy. I'm a big saver. Have been for a long time. I don't consume. I'm not a good consumer.
Yeah, me neither.
I was just telling my daughter the other day, I said, it's okay to walk with a big stick. You don't have to look like you have one, though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you just got to be kind of intelligent with what you're buying, and save what you can. Like I said, I've never been a big consumer. Yeah. You know, I can wear the same pair of jeans until they fall apart kind of thing.
I'm a Goodwill girl and a yard sale girl. Like, I love Goodwill. I love yard sales. I love thrift stores. Yeah. The only thing I buy new are, like, you know, the necessities.
Yeah.
You know, like, everything else, I don't care. And I find a lot of things that I actually like, you know, by thrifting.
Yeah, dude. I'm big into the t-shirts.
Yeah.
I'll go through
you find lots of fun t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yep. When I was bartending, that was one of my favorite things to find at Goodwill was, like, the t-shirts, because I find all kinds of cool ones. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a quick, where did Good and Plenty come from?
Well, first of all, I like the candy.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about
Good
that.
Good and Plenty.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I like the candy, but it's just I'm good and I got plenty of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and not necessarily like I'm good at photography. That's not what I mean. But I mean, like, I feel like I'm a good person and I like to share that vibe with people. Like, I like to make people feel comfortable. I like to make people feel welcome and happy. Like, that's just, I've always liked to do that. Probably part of my trauma, but that's another story. But yeah, that's where it's just good and plenty. Like, you know, everything's good and there's plenty of it. Like, that's pretty much where it comes from. That's the thought in my head anyway.
When did you start getting into photography?
So I liked to do it when I was a kid, but it was really expensive and I didn't have the money for it. So when my kids were probably, I don't know, 7 or 8, I was at Goodwill and I picked up a Fuji Fine Pix for $100. It was my first digital camera. And I just started shooting. And I just remembered how much I enjoyed it as a kid. And it just went from there. Like, a lot of it was just taking pictures of my family. I have thousands of pictures of my kids. My kids got sick of me taking their picture, like, all the time. And I have a terrible memory. I have really bad memory.
Well, we're in our late 40s.
Well,
now.
This was even before that. So I don't remember a lot of my childhood. There's things I remember, but I don't remember a lot of my childhood or my teenage years. Like, I just don't. I don't. But that was kind of why I started taking photos, is because I wanted to remember. Like, I wanted to remember my kids when they were little and the things that we did. You know, and when I look at photos, I remember. Like, it helps me to remember. Because I know it's all in there. It's just in some box that I can't get open until I find the right key or whatever, you know? So, I just started shooting. And I really love, like, our architecture here. I love the beaches. I love the views. One of my favorite views is when you're driving. So say you're driving to Ludington on 31, and you look across the fields, and you see, like, these groves of trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
I freaking love that. Like, I just absolutely adore the way that like, it just makes me feel like home. I don't know how else to explain that, but it makes me feel like home. Just, it reminds me of, like, Winnie the Pooh and, you know, like, stories. And I imagine in my head, like, Robin Hood in there, or, you know, like, those are the things that touch on my heart when I see that kind of stuff. And I like to take photos of it so that I could share that with other people. And they might not get how I get it, but they still see what I'm seeing. That makes sense.
I love photographs. I've got thousands of photographs at home. My mom just gave me a shitload photographs from family stuff when I was a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like to do like little photo albums. Like I gave my wife one last year for Christmas. And it's just maybe because I grew up with it, but it was always fun, like grabbing somebody's photo album and being like, who is this? Or like, you know, when grandma would write the date and the name on the back.
I'm so bad at that.
I love that
That's
shit.
why I like the digital. Yeah. Because it tells me when it was taken or where it was taken. Because a lot of the time, like I said, I got terrible memory. And I don't print anymore. I used to print when the kids were growing up. Every year, I would go through and I'd pick out all my favorite photos. And I'd make a photo. I'd have them printed down at Hokinson's. Yeah. And I would have, I'd make a photo album for the year, of the family and what we did for the year. And
nice.
It was never anything crazy, but it was always nice. And I love looking at them. The kids love looking at them, when they come home. So, yeah.
There's something about a physical photo, though, from like 40 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, wow, look at how weird that looks. A digital photograph today, is it's hard to see the differences, I think, in time, other than somebody's age.
Yeah.
But having that physical photograph really kind of highlights that.
Like those photos from the 50s and 60s, the square ones with the ruffled edges.
So I have a 50s
and they're black and white.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot, like from my grandparents.
Yeah.
When they were young and stuff, so that's pretty cool. And I love the old photographs. I love all that kind of stuff, like any kind of interesting people photographs. And I don't really photograph people that much, but sometimes.
I don't have it, but there was a picture of my great grandfather hanging in my grandmother's house for years, and I'd always look at it and be like, wow, he's in a suit. And he's just kind of standing. He's got one hand in his pocket, and he's got a cigarette in his hand. And one day, my grandmother told me, because he smoked like 3 packs a day or whatever.
Yeah.
That when they took that picture, he didn't have that cigarette there, and everybody was like his wife, so it'd be my great grandmother, was like, it just doesn't look right. So they did some weird shit to make it look like he's got a cigarette in his hand.
Huh.
In an old black and white photo. Isn't
wow.
that wild?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they used to do stuff like that. I remember my grandpa was a big fan of National Enquirer. Like, he used to buy those all the time. Sun, National Enquirer. And I loved them. Because
that's where I got my news.
I mean, they're fun, right? They were fun anyways. But, yeah, like, I remember a lot of the photos that were in there. Because that was before digital. That was before you could, and people would do fun things to like make these photos look whatever, like ghosts in them or weird, like the cigarette. Yeah. Like they used to do that stuff back in the day.
I remember an old National Enquirer magazine cover, and I was again a little kid. I was at Olson's, and it was right there by the checkout.
Yeah.
And the cover it said, "Man dies, goes to hell." Nothing but fast cars, faster women, and drugs. Can't wait to go back.
Sounds like a good time.
That's the kind of shit I remember. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember building snow forts. I know I did that, but that's the weird things where you're like, what? Is that real?
I can't believe you remember the whole oh, that's funny.
It just stuck with me.
Yeah.
It just stuck with me. I have a really great photograph. I don't have it here. I have it at home. I wish I had it here. I'd show you. Shit. So my cousin, some years ago, did like a family tree, and my dad's side of the family came down from Canada to Detroit. So the Boudry side of the families, they all live in River Rouge or Lincoln Park or Allen Park. So when he did this family tree, he came across my great-great-grandfather in a photograph in a speakeasy.
Oh, nice.
And it's so rad. So I wish I had it here. I'd love to show it to you.
I would love to see it.
Maybe after I'll look. I think I might have it in my filing cabinet. But so there's a bartender, and there's a group of dudes in the background all standing for the picture.
Yeah.
It's like the black and white, like that one there.
Yeah.
And there's a guy leaning up against the bar talking to another guy laughing. There's a spittoon, it's a dirt floor, and he's laughing, and he's spilling beer all over himself in this picture.
I love that.
I'm like, what a great picture.
I love that.
And my grandfather's the biggest guy in there. He's standing in the back. It's my suspenders on, the handlebar mustache kind of thing.
Nice.
Like, this is fucking great.
That is great.
Thank God we have those memories.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a false memory for me now because I almost feel like I was there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's what I love about photography. The people that do it, it's art.
It is art. It is art. It is. I think anytime you are expressing yourself, and taking a photo is expressing yourself, because not everybody sees things the same way. Everybody sees things different.
Yeah.
You know? You can be looking at this, we could both be looking at that cabinet right there, and you'll notice something that I wouldn't notice, or vice versa. You know, it could be as simple as that. So yeah, absolutely. It's art, and that's what art is showing how you view the world. That's art.
Well, I love the way you view the world.
Thank you.
And I'm
Thank you.
grateful that you came on this podcast.
I appreciate you inviting me. That was fun.
It's been really cool catching up.
Absolutely.
You're a good human.
Thank you. I appreciate that. How's are you? You're doing your best, man.
I'm doing as best I can.
Yeah, that's all we can do. That is. It's all we can do. The best we can.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Later.